it seems like Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, never gives up an opportunity to embarrass a democratic president or government. And in doing so, tries to make America look weak, as they are dependent on our dollars for their wars, for their genocide, if you will. And you find it disconcerting that Biden and his team would remain so diplomatic. In the eyes of the rest of the world, it makes America look like the stooge, like Netanyahu's stooge. And in that, all the wrongs done by Netanyahu are burden upon us. Take a look, listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
New comments from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ratcheting up tensions with the White House and raising new questions about Israel's goals after the war. Netanyahu says he made it clear to the U.S. that he is against the idea of a Palestinian state after the war, even as the Biden administration says a two-state solution is necessary.
האמת הזאת אני אומר לידידינו האמריקנים, ואני גם בלבתי את הניסיון לכפות עלינו מציאות שתפגע בביטחון ישראל. ראש ממשלה בישראל צריך להיות מסוגל להגיד לא גם לטובי הידידים שלנו, להגיד לא כשצריך, ולהגיד כן שאפשר.
Okay, so for those who are listening and couldn't see that, essentially he says Israel needs security control over all territory west of Jordan. And he says the idea of a two-state solution conflicts with the idea of sovereignty. And so he says, I say this to the U.S., a prime minister in Israel should be able to say no even to our best friends. That's how I drive. This is the latest in a series of disagreements between Biden and Netanyahu, and could potentially complicate future U.S. aid to Israel and complicate the idea of any kind of solution to or ending to this war.
Everybody should go ahead and read about the foundation of Israel in 1948. Please do that on your own. And please remember how Rashida Tlaib they made her seem like a genocidal representative when she used the term from the river to the sea. We knew what she meant, that territory really was a territory where Palestinians, Israelis, and everybody else lived in peace in that contiguous territory. But it had no implications of genocide. It had no implication of throwing people off the land like the Nakba or anything of that sort. But then you see the maps that Israel displayed at the UN, and you listen to the rhetoric from Netanyahu right now stating that he supports and there will be no two-state solution under his threat. In other words, we will remain the occupiers of Gaza and the West Bank, and in fact, we may just get rid of it. And they're doing a good job in Gaza right now. And yes, we all know what Hamas did was terrorism. We know the murders that they commit was terrorism, 1,200. But we also know that Netanyahu was complicit in that he allowed the continued funding of Hamas. That's not conjecture or conspiracy theory. That's a proven fact. We also know that these guys have been using dumb bombs and decimating Gaza at high speed pace, killing over 25,000 innocent Palestinians. And we also know that settlers have just about given the green light to continue settling and taking away homes out there in the West Bank. And we, America, has the appearance of complicity in this. When we can't even admonish Netanyahu and Israel for claiming there will be no two-state solution and letting them know that no two-state solutions, no monies. I mean, How do you bite the hands that feed you? You know, I always circle back to this, and I'm going to leave these questions with all of you and ask you to give me answers. When Biden several decades ago said, if Israel didn't exist, we would have created it. We would have had to create it. You know, it makes you wonder a lot. What exactly did he mean by that? It is time for a change in policy towards Israel.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.